Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that we build relationships there because I think it's very much a two-way process. And ultimately, I think today's journalists, as you said, are relatively new to some of the sector in some cases, but over time they'll build a tremendous amount of knowledge and skills. So I think that generates a lot of insight for us in Zopa in terms of what's going on in the sector. I think because Zopa's doing a lot of new things, then it's very beneficial for us to get the kind of story out in the right way as well. So I think that the relationships with journalists are an important part of achieving that as well. The first thing to say is there's a tremendous amount of sort of different models in the challenger bank sector. So you've obviously got people who've been around for longer, like the Metro banks and Shawbrooks of this world, which in some cases are a little more traditional in how they approach the world, but have been quite successful. Then sort of aside from that, you've got probably a lot of the new, should we say, technology-enabled digital players. You referenced the sort of the Monzos and Starlings of this world, and when we see ourselves in terms of the sort of the products we offer and the way in which we'll deliver those to customers as something very similar. I think the important thing to say about Zopa is that we're building the bank alongside a sort of very successful peer-to-peer business, whereas a lot of challenger banks really start from scratch in terms of building customers and building their products and developing from there. So what I'd say in terms of what's actually happened, particularly in sort of the course of the sort of last 12 to 18 months, is you're starting to see some more traction from those digital players in terms of whether we say current account penetration or share of market or really share of, maybe shall we say, journalist interest. And actually, whilst there may be some, should we say, speculation there or a bit of froth, there's definitely some good direction in terms of what's being achieved.